Thank you. You might be seated. I'm so happy to be here in this, I think, afternoon or morning. I don't. The only thing I enjoy is evening when I go to bed. I'm going to do something that, first, I'd like to say thank you for Bonnie and Pastor Mike. Know them for many years. I wasn't expecting some time that when they invite me to crusades, the people, they're a little afraid to ask me to do this or to do that, or the office always protect me in those areas. And Saturday was something that they were surprised when I say, go ahead and tell Mike. When I say Mike it's a friend. Would love to call him a doctor or reverend. But it's Pastor Mike. And I said, yes, I will do Saturday and morning twice. My wife always is protective. Wives are protective. He said, don't do that. Speak one time in Sunday morning, that's it. No. I'm so happy. I was so moved by so many people who came forward in the first service. I spoke, it's just a train that passing by, be cool. But I am not going to do that. I had to make a confession. In the time that I've been in the ministry, never in my life has stood in the pulpit to ask for money. I never had done it. Because I do feel that the people that I address, many of them, they don't know about Christ. I cannot do it. It would be disrespectful for me. I'm talking just for myself. Because I'm not going to spend 30 minutes and insult the people and giving all these things, and then the person speak 20 or 15 minutes. I will not be that disrespectful. I never ask for anything. I'm going to break the rule for my first time. My pastor told me, why you always go to difficult places? Like I have a big crusade in Argentina when there's poverty and the economy was so down and still. Yet I felt to go to Argentina and saw the stadium packed. Never asked for a penny. When I did it free. But in this time that I'm going to go to France, something happened. I'll be there about 6 times. And every time I have seen different dimensions of how the Holy Spirit move. And I want to say this. It was very hard for me to say yes to go back to France. Because France is one of the hardest places. And God always had gave me grace in that country. When you have people in line, caravans, or gypsy, for 24 hours to get in. A lot of people have a wrong concept of the gypsy. The gypsies, you should see the beautiful, beautiful girls and beautiful guys. The young people, they're just hungry. But I want to say this. I'm going to go back because the Holy Spirit have forced me, pushed me. I say goodbye to many countries because I am not going to go back to so many places that I have been. And the thing that you heard from Pastor Mike and from my son-in-law, which is the CEO of the organization, and have been with me for 26 years, and I feel that my daughter and him, they have the touch to do and to continue with the ministry in different way. But those that feel like I feel, if you feel, and this is that the Lord is touching you, because I want to do something different in Paris. I want to rent a tent that seat about 10,000 people, but that's going to be just for the gypsy. They don't give. We don't have the money, but I'm going. You know why? Because I do believe this is the biggest surprise of all surprises, that the biggest revival in Europe is not going to be like a lot of people, they don't know, because the way Europe is, it's going to start in France. France is going to be the place that God's going to move to touch the whole European country. Believe me what I'm saying. Believe me. So if anybody feel businessmen to go to that area, you're welcome. If no, you still not welcome. That don't make no sense. That's how good I am collecting offering. I turn people off. I didn't feel like preaching. I did it last night. I did it this morning. And I saw the response. But I just want to just take you, because I just talked sometime about 5 minutes about what happened in my life. Yes, there's a movie which Eric Estrada played my part. And when I went the first time to London, and the Albert Royal Hall, which is one of the most tremendous places in London, where the Queen go, and there's her throne, and the fourth floor, there is, nobody can sit down there. And the Cross and Switchblade came out. It was a hit. And what happened was that when they introduced me, and the whole place is jam-packed with teenagers, Saturday afternoon. And there were lots of girls. A lot of girls. And when I say, ladies and gentlemen, may I present Mr. Nicky Cruz. And I'm coming in to the stage. Place is packed to the six down. Everything was packed. And then I heard these girls. Oh, no. They were waiting for Eric Estrada, the guy who played my part. That hurt. There's going to be a movie, another movie of my life, but it's going to deep into my childhood and what really, really happened, because the Cross and Switchblade just started in the gangs, but this is going to be more family, more painful, because it's going to tell you what I'm going to talk a little bit. So, I'm not Eric Estrada. But let me tell you something. I wish I have a picture of Eric and myself now. I think that you will change your mind. I don't know who's going to play my part, but it's a very strong Hollywood movie. I don't know who's going to play it. But that's going to be, my last statement is going to be a movie. I don't know when I'm going to step down, but that's it. Well, did you get acquainted with me? Did your ears are already, you understand that I have an accent? Super, extra, beautiful, sexy accent. Boo! I'm going to boo myself. I was born in Puerto Rico. Raised in New York City. educated in California and confused in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I am not a Puerto Rican cowboy. I don't know how to ride a horse. You people known by that. My life wasn't pretty. I would never dare to disown my family. But unfortunately, it's happened. I don't know why God placed me in the wounds of a witch, my mother. Why, I don't know. Why she pushed me into the world of the living to be hurt, to be wounded, to be rejected, and to experience the brutality of loneliness that killed me when I was young. When I was 3 years old, everything started. I never knew what my parents were doing. My mother was a witch. My father was a satanic priest. I was born in a curse. I was born to go to hell together because they would worship the devil. They wasn't worship Jesus or believe in Jesus or believe in the Bible. But this is what happened. Things began to get worse. Well, I'm not the only one in my family. I have a big, you're not going to believe this, big, large family. I have 17 brothers and 1 sister. My father was a very super romantic human being. And in that time, you ask this question, why my mother went after me? Why? Why she just went after my soul? Why my mother hate me? Why my mother beat me and beat me many times over? The feelings of wake up, just a little boy in a pool of blood. My nose was broken, my lips were split, my eye was closed, I could not see. Black and blue. Dragged me, take my clothes off, put me in this dark room that I remember, and I could smell my own blood, the smell of my own blood. And I was there, locked off for 2 days or 3 days. No food, no water. Through the cracking doors, I was begging for water. I was begging for food. I had to hold my pains because I was breathing heavily. And then I used to hear my mother screaming, cursing me. When I was 9 years old, that the day I died. I really died. That was the last time that my mother beat me, hurt me. In front of these 5 ladies, she was possessed by the devil. She grabbed me by my 2 little arms and embarrassed me. She forced me to put my head up. I already was so choked up with pain. I don't want to do it because I knew what's going to come. And she screamed and said, raise your face up. Put your face up. And I was moving my head. And she grabbed me by my 2 little arms. until she grabbed me and she gave me the ultimate. I raised my face, and when I saw my mother's eyes, you got to paint this with the eyes of a 9-year-old boy. Her eyes was dark orange. Poison began to come out from her mouth. This is what my mother told me. You are not my son. Do you understand? I never love you. Get out of my life. I don't want to see you anymore. You're a son of the devil. I curse the day that I brought you into this world. You're a failure. You are good for nothing. You ugly. That's a lie from hell. That's not true. She put the dagger. She pressed it very deep. She crossed the line. She killed me. That's the reason I tried to commit suicide. I went through the motions. I went outside, I put a rope. I was crying. Put a rope around my neck. I climbed a mango tree. And right there, with the other end, I tied it. Put my hands, looked down to jump. And there was my brother screaming. No, don't do it. Please, Nicky, don't. I said, I hate her. She's a monster. She's not my mother. She's an animal. Why? She didn't grab a pillow and put it right there on my face and press that pillow and take me out of this misery. I don't want to see her. And my brother was crying so hard, and I hugged him. And I kissed him. My mother never kissed me. My father either. And there, my heart became ice. I became a trouble kid, and I ended in New York to live with my brother Frank. I don't want to be with him. I don't want to have nothing to do with my family. I prefer to be called a bastard than to be Cruz family. I became wild, running in the street of New York. I did many things that I regret. The street, the sidewalk was full of blood from young people killing one another. The dark alleys of New York, the street from Brooklyn, all those memories. New York was a jungle, and the law of the jungle, you behave like an animal. An animal don't know the difference between right and wrong. An animal has to kill another animal. Party time is a moment you are happy with your girls and happy with the guys. You go through the motions from everything. You get stoned, you get high. Then you come to that little room, and this seductive lady used to come in 3 o'clock in the morning, press on in my chest. That was loneliness. Press my heart, made me feel so depressed. The memory of my mother was so real. Her voice still resounding in my mind. And here two personalities with the gangs, the toughest, the stronger, no fear. Everybody look at me like, wow. And yet when I was there in that little room, 3 o'clock in the morning, I was a different person. I felt so alone. Things began to go so fast. I went and I did it. In one of the rumbles, we call rumble, one of the fights, we unite 3 gangs together. I unite 3 gangs to fight and destroy this neighborhood. Blood was all over. I grabbed my friend and I said, let's go, blow. And then we went down to the train, and as we was in the train, I told my friends, hey, he was homeless. You're going to stay with me tonight. He told me, no. No, you're not going to sleep in the train, because I used to do that. I used to sleep in the train 24 hours and changing train after train. That's the place I used to live for a while. And I said, no, I have not. Come to my place. It's small. You sleep in the floor. Well, come with me. It was the biggest mistake of my life. The biggest mistake. It was a setup. They were waiting for me. And here I took my friend. You have to be slick. You have to be streetwise. There's something in you that is a psychology within you that you can tell, that you can look to the eyes of the person and you know if the person is really what the person tried to be or want to be, or it's a punk, or it's a chicken, or it's a cow, or godless. He came with me. When I saw those shadows moving, then I told my friend, blow, split, run. And when we were running so fast, I was running and make my turn. I was about 3 or 4 blocks from my place. I stopped and I thought that he was right there close to me. No. Right away, I said, oh no. I came back and I saw those knives going up and down, up and down, up and down. No mercy. I went to defend him. I put my life. It was too late. I was on my knees. I put his head all the way up and I tore off his leather jacket because he was gasping for air. I was screaming at him, you're not going to do this to me, you're not going to die. Hey, I'm going to take you to the hospital. You're going to survive. I was talking to a dead friend. He's gone. I was holding him right in my chest, like a rocking chair. I was lost in the space of nothingness, cursing. The sky was gray that day. It's gone. I was in and out of John's, and all of this thing was going. It was getting worse. I was getting worse. They put me in this. I end up get busted. They put me in that place where they kicked me away from the population because I was a troublemaker, and I have this with the gangs, and there's many guys that was in jail from my gang, so they put me away. They brought a psychiatrist. The criminal court of Brooklyn gave me a psychiatrist. Yeah, this guy came in, this Dr. Goodman, and the first thing he told me, you're a bad, bad boy. Yeah, he told me that. He walked into my cell, you're a bad boy. I told him, and what do you think I'm here for? Because I'm a nice guy? Yeah, I was sarcastic. You know, I can get you out in 3 days if I want to. So I changed personality. I was Mr. Nice Guy. I promise everything. But the truth, he got me out. For what? To go back and do the same thing? I was trapped. I was like that demon possessed in the Bible. I was just a young kid that was screaming and crying, yelling, help. But I didn't know how to do it. Because my pride, because who I was, because what I represent to the gangs and to the neighborhood. Because you are tough. Nothing can move you down. But yet deep down, there was a crying out that there's nobody knew that I was hurting so bad. And here, I don't want to go into details. I'm glad for that some way God touched a man in Pennsylvania by the name of David Wilkerson. This man left his wife that was pregnant, expecting a baby anytime, any hour. And he was totally in agony because he read in Life magazine about the problem of the gangs. So he wanted to come and he wanted to reach the gang for Jesus. And this guy was nothing but a hillbilly, a hick. He never been in big cities. He was in another town that they had more cows than human beings. And here this guy come to New York. The police told him, sir, they're going to kill you. If you walk in that place, you will never come out. You're going to force us to go and get you. We don't go in that neighborhood. That place is dangerous. That place, Dracula and Frankenstein, they're afraid to walk in that neighborhood. And you're going to go. And here, Wilkerson came. I was 3 blocks down, and I saw these people running, and I told my girlfriend. And you know, in the gangs, in those days, in the gangs, you walk different. You got the swinging way, you know, and all of this, and signal. Come over here, and all that junk. Because that's the way we got educated from the University of Nothingness. You know that I almost killed this guy, this preacher. I was with my girlfriend. I saw these people running, so I told my girl, hey, what's going on in my neighborhood? You know, she was sarcastic. Girls, sometimes they have power and get sarcastic. Excuse me. Excuse me, girls. But that happened. You know what she told me? Come on, Nicky. Somebody got killed, and that's the only reason the people in New York get excited. I said, no, I want to go. And she told me, no, I'm not going. But then, you know, there's a language when you initiate a guy and you go and give it like this, that means something. When I say you come, you understand? And when I say you go, you get out of my face. The only thing I went, when I said you come, and she said, come on, let's go, Nicky. So we start running. And when we were running, here is about 300 people. I heard the voice of this guy so loud screaming, God has the power to change your life right now. And I'm just outside because I didn't see him. And I say, oh, shut up. There's no God. If you open your mouth or you say anything, you are a dead man. Shut up. So he got quiet. So I started pushing and cursing the people and making my way. And there was quite a few guys from the mamas, from my gang. And then there's the worker's son. I went like this to him. You? Ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't believe that God committed a mistake. This guy was so skinny like a spaghetti. This guy did not have a dress at all. He got a black suit, a white shirt, and a little tiny black tie. I don't know if he went to a funeral or whatever, but there was their worker's son. He got those thick, very thick glasses, and I tried to psychoanalyze him, looking at his eyes. I couldn't. His eye was going up, down. This eye, I was getting dizzy. The guy who gave workers on that haircut, it was a butcher. It was a butcher, man. This was what you call the insignificant. To do the impossible. This was the man that came in, and I went and I cursed him and I humiliated him in front of everybody. This was the man that I spit at his face. This is the man that I told him, you're not going to get out of this neighborhood. This was the man that was shaking in front of my face. This was the man that just started mumbling, and then he opened his mouth and he told me, Nicky, I came here to give you a message from heaven. And I'm completely messed up. I came over here to tell you that Jesus loves you, Nicky. I said, what? And then, just like that, he turned. He just turned in front of my face. He turned. I couldn't believe it. He got brave. Boldness came over him. Then he started screaming at me. Instead for me to scream at him, now he's screaming at me. Kill me. Is that going to make you feel good in front of these people? There was about 300 people there. Is that going to make you feel good? Kill me. Go ahead. Do it. I said, what's the matter with this guy? Nicky, you can kill me. You can cut me in 1,000 pieces. You can throw them right there on the street. But remember, Nicky, every little piece will cry out to you that Jesus loves you, Nicky. Jesus loves you. You can never kill love. You can never kill love, Nicky. Because God is love, because He loves you. And then I start backing up. I want to get out of there. I want to back up. And then he starts screaming at me. And then I start walking down the street. Hey, wherever you go, there's going to be Jesus. You're never going to escape from this. I screamed to hell. Go to hell. Seriously. The damage was done. He got through my head. For 2 weeks, I was the super miserable human being that you ever seen in this earth. If I was miserable with the devil, now everything is Jesus love you, Jesus love you, Jesus love you. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, Jesus love you. With my girlfriend, Jesus love you. In my room, with my girl, Jesus love you. With my friend, Jesus love you. Getting strong, getting high, Jesus love you. Smuggling, stealing, all this word in the park, in the train, in the bus, Jesus love you, Jesus love you. For 2 weeks, I was miserable. Well, I went to hear the preacher because my friend Israel, he wanted me to go with him. And I went with him. But I didn't want to go by myself. I took 75 guys for protection. And you're innocent because I walk in and but when I walk in, there was about 2,000 people. Then I looked to my right, there was 12 different gangs, enemies. So what is going to happen? When two gangs get together, enemies, what's going to happen? And you got guns and all of this, what's going to happen? Then this beautiful Puerto Rican girl, 17 or 18 years old, she starts singing a song. So we didn't know that was a Christian place or a religious place. So, hey, here, baby, smoke this. This is going to make you feel good and you're going to sing better. Come on over here. Let's say, ooh. Then she dropped the microphone and she split. Wilkerson lost control of the crowd. He grabbed the microphone and that guy I couldn't believe he did this. He said, I want 5 guys from the mammals to collect the offering. Telling a bunch of thieves to collect the money. I took it as an insult. This guy is insulting my intelligence. He's telling us to collect money. How do you expect that we're going to collect the money? I said, okay, that's what you want. So they give us this big empty basket to go through the people. So how do you expect me to collect the offering? How do you expect the gang to behave? Hi. Put the money here. Thank you. God love you. He's going to give you more. Isn't God good? No. We were screaming to the people. Echa, put the money right here. No, that's not enough. That's not enough money. You got to put more. And this guy, he put $1. When I saw that, he got 20. And the guy this guy was very built up, tall, muscle man. You can see his muscle. And I went, and then Tico, my friend, wanted to go to him. I said, Tico, he's mine. He's mine. I didn't like him, seriously. And I went to him and put the money here. He went and he looked at me. He was a tall Puerto Rican guy. He went like this, took his wallet. I saw that he got a $20 bill. He put $1. I took the $1 and I hit him on his chest. I said, no. You're going to put that $20 here. And you know what he told me? He got spiritual. You are not telling me what to give. God is the only one who tells me what to give. I say, hold it. God is up there, I'm down here, and if you don't put this, I'm going to blow your head up. Put that money here. He dropped the whole wallet right there. And I tell you honestly, I know that's not for a lot, but lots of people were dropping their wallets. And we did something decent. We give the money to the preacher. The guys want to steal. I say, no. I know what that guy thinking. He think that we going to steal the money. He think that we are a thief. Tico told me, Nicky, we are a thief. No, don't touch a penny. I took the money to the preacher. And I'm going to sum it up, finish with this. I wasn't expecting this. I released all the 5 baskets full of money, lots of money. People were so sensitive to Jesus. They put the money. And then, just like this, Bonnie, give me the thing. I know you want to give me those. I wasn't expecting this. And I don't like to give my testimony. Then, just like this, Dave told me, Wilkerson, thank you. I said, for nothing. That's what did it. I received so much joy in giving the money back to this guy when I know that was the easy money. And I asked, Never felt so good. And I started laughing. I put my back against the wall and I was, ha, 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 ha. It seemed like I was stone high. Ha, ha, ha. Wow, and I was talking to myself. Wow, Nicky, you're a nice guy, man. A lot of people think that you are bad, that you give the money to the preacher. That was a setup. The Holy Spirit set me up good. That's the first time I feel something that I did right. That night I came down and the gangs want to fight. The gangs the enemy right away. Then I said, no. Sit down. Everybody, shut up. Listen to this guy up there. And I look at David. Go ahead. Say what you have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I heard the message of Jesus Christ in 7 minutes. I was there, sitting there. But I want to say something that don't get confused what I'm going to tell you. Because I was evil. I was bad. But when I was sitting there, I was innocent. Because I didn't know who Jesus was. I never knew from where he came from. This was the first time I heard that Jesus have a father, and the father sent him to earth. And there Jesus was tortured, crucified. And you know what? I'll be honest to you. I hate bullies. When I was in the games, when I was a little boy, I used to go after the bully. A bunch of people who killed Jesus was nothing but a bunch of bullies. Religious people care less for the human heart, the human soul. He described it so vividly that it took me there. And I'm watching these people just making fun of him. I watch him, just like watching when they're whipping so hard. And then they have bones in the ends of that whip, bones and metal. And when they put it, you can see the ribs of Christ. And he explaining all of these things. And I'm just going like this. And they were calling name and they was cursing him. And I was getting anxious. Well, what's going to happen? He never cursed. They crucified him. And here he said, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. I would kill the person in second. But Jesus loved the person in second. He came to give his life. I didn't know that. Now my eyes was wide open for the first time. I began to find out that there's a God, and that God is Jesus Christ that came from heaven to give his life for Nicky Cruz. That was the night. It was the biggest challenge of my life. That night, I remember that it took me time because he challenged me. He looked at me. He told me, Nicky, let me pray for you, please. Please let me pray for you. I said, no. Somewhere, my friend Israel, he said, come on, Nicky, let's go. I said, no, you go. He said, no, I'm not going to go without you. I said, Israel, are you afraid to go by yourself? Huh? If you're afraid to go by yourself, I go with you. He gave me a big smile. He was still very close to me. I went. I wasn't expecting this. The people start praying. I noticed something strange began to happen because about 25 guys and their girlfriends came together with me and Israel, our girlfriends. Then they began to fall on their knees, and I heard this crying. You know, this crying that is different. It's not that you're scared that you're going to get killed, but this crime was different. These guys and this girl that was underneath crying so loud, moaning and begging and all of these things. And I'm watching all of these things. This is the reject. This girl that had been abused sexually by their own uncle and father. Here is a guy like me that had been rejected by the parents. We don't know nothing about love. The only thing that we spread was hate. And here I just got confused and I want to go and I start kicking them. I want to kick them. I said, shut up. Don't make a fool of yourself. Then I just want to get out of there. And I just went and I hit Israel on his chest. And then Israel turned his face toward me. He was drowned in tears. He said, no. I just gave my heart to Jesus, Nicky. I just gave my heart. I say, do you believe in that? Do you believe in that? What that man say? Hey, do you remember we lost our best friend? Now, you're going to go with this man? Huh? And you don't know what you're doing? He said, yes. I put my head down with my eyes wide open. He said, we're still crying. I can feel him. Heal him. I want to distract myself, so I start kicking the floor with my shoes to distract myself, thinking how I'm going to get out of here. And I was kicking and kicking the floor. And silent tears start coming out from my eyes, down my cheek, hit my clothes. My chest hurt. I was choked up with pain. I didn't know what to say. And I fall on my knees. I dropped my head on right here in my hands, and the tear was going through my finger. I was crying hard. I forgot I didn't have to cry. The last time I cried, I was 9 years old, when I wanted to kill myself. And with my little hands, I dried my eyes, and I swear I will never cry again, and I will never love again. And that night, I could not stop the tears. I heard the voice of Dave Wilkerson. Nicky, it's all over you. He loving you. Let him help you. I didn't know what to say, and then I have a conversation. I cursed in the beginning. I cursed. And this is what the words that I say to him. Jesus Christ, I don't know who you are. This man say that you love me. I want to tell you I don't love you. I am not looking for you. I don't know who you are. Then I kept quiet for a moment, and I was sobbing and sobbing. For the first time, I got scared. I was afraid. Something that I wasn't afraid when I was in the gang. I was scared because there was something was in my head that had to go. Something in my heart that had to go. That the only way I'm going to be free. Do you know what really was in my head? My mother. My mother. I hate her. And I hate her guts. And now here, she's in my mind. And I was afraid to be so vulnerable for Jesus. And you know why? I was scared that He's going to reject me, just like my mother rejected me. And I ask in this world, I ask these words, do you love me? Do you really love me like this man said? And then things turned around. It was like he heard what I was saying. And just like this, I can feel something like a heaven, a kiss from heaven in my heart. And right there, I started crying out, Jesus Christ, help me. Help me, please. Please help me. I don't know what I'm doing, but help me. I don't know who you are. Help me. That's all I had to do. That's all I had to say. And there was like a blanket that was all over me. And there was like somebody embraced me so tight. He knew that I was a little boy who I was. Some way, somehow, he protected me when I was in the gang. To give me a chance. Because I can't figure out why my mother didn't took a pillow, put it in my face, took me out of this misery. Why the devil didn't took it out into my room and did it when I was sleeping. Why, when I went through showers of bullets in the street of New York, no bullet hit me? Why? Why the devil could not kill me? You know why? Because I was born to serve the Lord. Because regardless from where you come from, there's a God who loves us all. He loved you. He loved me. Let me say it. Let me say this. I want to take you right now with me to New York, okay? For 2 minutes or less. I'm going to take you to the ER, to the emergency room. I'm watching everything rushing so fast. And here my body is putting through the windows and open up. It's me. They took me to another place and then changed me from that bed to another one and then took me to this room. The light was so bright that hurt my eyes. I noticed something strange was happening. Somebody was walking toward me, close to me. Hey, there's no fear. Gently, he came and closed my eyes. And I went with him. I noticed that he opened up my chest. He went deep down, pulled my heart out, and I watched my heart beating with life in his hands. He put it close to his mouth and he said something to my heart. And then he kissed my heart. He put my heart back and closed my chest. And he just say a word, wake up. And when I opened my eyes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a new creation. I got a new heart. I can feel Jesus. I got a new mind. God has been very good to me. Not only has been good to me, I don't need to be an evangelist or to speak to the multitude. The greatest miracle that happened was my salvation. The second miracle, when I went to Puerto Rico to forgive my mother, to love my mother, to see my mother came to Jesus Christ. My mother gave her heart to Jesus and renounced witchcraft. Then my brother, then my father, 4 years later, my mother brought my father to Jesus. Then 13 of my brothers gave their life to Jesus Christ. 3 became ministers of the gospel of Jesus Christ. This was the baby that was born from the wounds of witchcraft. A curse became a blessing. That's all I had to say.